Usually when I'm playing video games, I like to listen to podcasts and audiobooks. I don't really pay much attention to the sound design in games. So I wanted to give that a try and analyze the sound design of Rise of the Ronin for PlayStation 5. Specifically, I wanted to look at sound in terms of generating mindfulness and awareness. Something to help enter that calm mind state and get into the present moment. I could always use more calm in my life. Right away, when I started paying attention to sound, one of the first things to pop out at me was the sound of a cat meowing. One of my favorite parts of the game is one of the side quests where you collect cats for a geisha. But this time it was the sound that actually led me to the cat. Usually I just see them on the map, but this time when I started paying attention to the sound, suddenly I could hear the cat meowing in a tree above me, so of course I ran up and gave that cat a squeeze. And not only that, because I climbed the tree to find the cat, I was at a vantage point where I saw a treasure chest. So I flew down and grabbed the treasure and the cat, all because I was paying attention to the sound. Of course, the cat's the real treasure. A few notes on sound design. Sound is actually important to the mechanics of the game. You ring a little bell, this echolocation device that reveals where the enemies are. Plenty of the time you know where enemies are just because you can hear them as well. The musical score kind of plays in and out randomly when you're just wandering around, which is what I'm usually doing in the game because I like to explore. I'm the explorer gamer type. But of course, whenever you're in battle is when the sounds really explode and the score gets really intense. You can actually make your own score in a way. One of the gesture options, you can play a musical instrument. Gestures is kind of one of my favorite parts of the game. It gives you tons of options, and sometimes the other characters will even react to your gestures, which is kind of cool. In paying really close attention to the sound, I noticed that after several hours of playing, my hearing would be heightened. I'd be noticing sounds in the real world around me a lot deeper and more intensely. I even experienced the so-called Tetris effect, After extensive gameplay on a couple of days, I felt like I was still playing the game and still kind of seeing images from the game afterwards when I was just cooking dinner or hanging out or whatever, doing other stuff. So in that way, paying attention to the sound was definitely having an influence on my general awareness and my general state of mindfulness of the world around me in a positive way. Of course, the gameplay mechanics can be a little bit challenging at times. Counter strikes are very, very precise, and all the characters use all the different weapons and different fighting styles means it's hard to always anticipate when the strike is going to come, which with harder enemies leads to a lot of defeats and a lot of frustration and maybe not the most calm state of mind. But as frustrating as those endless battles and endless defeats are, the wins after all those defeats are very satisfying and give you an increased level of peace and calm just having finally defeated that person that killed you over and over and over again. Here's an example. It took me around an hour to finally defeat this guy, and it felt great. Once I knew he was finished, the sense of relief, accomplishment was great. I generally enjoy the challenge of the fighting, as difficult as it may be. Some of the best moments of the game, though, are the calm ones. Interacting with the cats, playing music, gesturing, just wandering around. It's nice and relaxing and can be a very mindful sort of experience. Not just calming, but there's some emotional moments in the voice acting as well. Or I had an emotional reaction to some of the voice acting and the words that were said. They affected me.
物を思う袖に色や間がえる。この歌を聞いて主さんがどう答え直したか覚えておりんすか？さよでありんす。よう覚えておりんした。この歌は光源氏が初恋の人の死を悼んで歌ったもの。夕映えにたなびく薄雲は悲しみに暮れる自分の袖の色に似ている。薄雲の色は 亡き人を思う喪服の色、命の儚さの色。寂しい歌でござりんしょ。けれどいつ消えるとも知れぬわちきには似合いの歌でござりんすよ。こんな話がありんす。車から姿を消した女は猫に魂を宿して
And the
浮
cat
世を
lady,
さ
the
まようこと
geisha,
になるん
talks
だと
about
か。いず
wanting to
れ
be reincarnated as a
わ
cat.
ちきも。猫探しが上手な主さんなら見つけてくれなんすやもしれんせんな。
To
本
be
当は
reincarnated as a cat and
主
always
さん
be
の
close
そ
to
ば
the main
を片
character
時も離れとうありん
when
さん。
she professes her love and
けれどそれが
kind
叶わ
of
ぬ望みであ
gave me
る
the
と
feels a little
は
bit.
分かっておりんす。やはり猫になっ
Hit me
て
in the
しま
heart.
いんしょうか。愛する人にすり寄って
Overall, the voice acting was pretty well done. I listened to it in a Japanese version with
こんな風
subtitles.
に
Played the game to 100% completion, and now I'm replaying it on Master. As far as the fighting goes, it actually goes a little bit better the more calm and relaxed you are. You enter that flow state. Moments where you're unbeatable. Well over 100 hours in at this point. It's a nice experience to pay attention to the sounds. And it's definitely a more immersive experience when you're actually paying attention to the sounds in the game, believe it or not. That immersion and just the general experience was very beneficial for my state of mind. I'm happy to have had this experience. Favorite part of the game is when you get caught in a rainstorm. I learned that when you do the umbrella gesture, you can actually go walking around like that. Very slowly. The game doesn't let you move fast when you're holding an umbrella. You get to slow right down and just kind of enjoy the moment. Enjoy the sounds of the rain, the scenery. Beautiful location. It's just kind of enjoy the moment. Calm moments are some of my favorite parts of the game. The fighting's fun. Those calm moments can be just as enjoyable for me. Love a good walk in the rain.